shark season.
Terrifying for some people. They realize, wow, look at all those sharks that I'm not going to get in the water.
Thousands of the ocean predators just feet from the South Florida shoreline. The video is part of a unique research project that tracks shark migration.
Just like snowbirds, sharks travel south for the winter. But as CBS 4's David Sutter learned, scientists now know precisely when shark season starts and ends.
In this aerial photo, you can see snorkelers in the water. And just feet away from them, those dark shadows in the water, those are sharks, more than 50 of them. Another group of sharks surfing off of Fort Lauderdale Beach. And then there's the amazing video. Thousands of sharks lurking just off South Florida's shoreline.
It's terrifying for some people. They realize, wow, look at all those sharks that I'm not going to get in the water.
Steve Kajura, a professor at Florida Atlantic University, has been capturing the images for 5 years.
Clear for takeoff.
His bi-weekly flights are part of a study to track shark migrations.
These sharks are snowbirds. They do the exact same thing as our visitors from the north.
The videos confirm sharks arrive here starting in January, and by this time of year, they're on their way out. What Kajura has discovered, though, is the ability to predict exactly when they arrive and leave.
Sharks are very attuned to temperature, and they're only here in a narrow temperature band of around 21 to 24 degrees Celsius.
That's 69 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit.
You see them right off Miami Beach, Fort Lauderdale, off Port Everglades, all the way up through Palm Beach. There are certain pockets where there are more sharks and areas where there are fewer.
The aerial surveys show sharks hang out mostly around inlets. Miami's Government Cut, Hallover, Port Everglades, and Jupiter Inlet. Hotbeds for shark activity. It's also where lots of fish swim in and out every day.
It's like the sharks' little grocery store. They just get to hang out and wait for the food to come to them.
Kajura's research was supposed to shut down last year, but when a secret donor read about it closing, that changed. He not only received funding to keep flying, he got a whole lot closer to the sharks.
The flying gives you the opportunity to look and see where the sharks are distributed. And once you know where they are, then you can get out on the boat and target your fishing.
Fishermen would say that's cheating.
That's taking advantage of the options available to you.
With a team of FAU students, they set out a series of hooks just feet offshore.
I think people will be kind of surprised to see that you're fishing for sharks this close to shore.
It really is no more than 1 or 2 football field lengths offshore.
Because that's just how close the sharks are. Within minutes, they have their first catch.
Pre-caudal.
Okay.
135.
Fork.
143.
It's one thing to count sharks, but by catching them, they can now find out what kinds of sharks are here, blacktips, and how big they are, and are they boys or girls? The answers surprised everyone.
We've only caught males. 100% of the sharks we caught have been males down here.
That, of course, raises new questions. Where are the girls?
There we go. So transmitter into the body.
They are hoping tiny transmitters inserted in the bellies of these sharks will give them the answers.
Up and down the eastern seaboard, there are receivers in the water, and every time one of these transmitters comes by, they pick it up. And they're able to track these sharks as far north as North Carolina.
Off he goes. Good strokes.
If all this gives you the heebie-jeebies, Kajura has good news. Shark season is over. That's right. They are all headed up north. He expects them to return in January. Kajura plans to continue this for the next 2 years and then hopefully take a break. Ideally, he'd like to revisit this, do the flights in perhaps a decade and see what changes have taken place here.
Those images are really amazing. But David, how do they get the sharks to cooperate when they're doing these surgeries?
It's magic, right? No. When the shark is flipped upside down, they actually go into what's called a catatonic state. Essentially, it's dreamland. And it's very convenient for scientists. I liken the whole experience to the stories we've heard about aliens. Basically, a mysterious craft pulls up the boat. The aliens, people, are speaking this strange language you don't understand. They probe you, measure you, and then they implant something in you. I imagine that's what it's like for the sharks.
And they're all male, and like a lot of guys, they've come down to South Florida looking for a nice young lady.
That's it. They're on the hunt for the lady sharks.
It's a good ratio for the women.
It's a paradise for them, I guess.
Good stuff. David, thank you very much.
All right, well, switching.